Hi there, I'm Sharon. I hope you've been listening to the new album, Heavenly Encounters, which we've just finished. It's been such a joy to sing about the experiences where God's come to visit me. And I just want to talk to you today about one of the songs on that album, I Can See a Throne Room, and how God visited me. And that song was written and then came to be such a blessing to so many people where we've been ministering that song. I remember one morning I was praying and I was getting ready for a meeting. It was early on a Sunday morning, and I was in Isaiah chapter 6, and I just was visiting the place that Isaiah was visiting. And when he said King Uzziah died and I saw the Lord seated on a throne, I remember thinking, well God, if he could see you seated on a throne, then I could see you too. And sometimes people say to me, how can you access heavenly places? Well, I can access them through the scriptures, and you can too. Because if Isaiah could see the King on the throne, then you can see the King on the throne. And that's how the song idea, the song theme came to me. Now, I thought it was just a line, and I remember singing it first of all in that Sunday morning meeting in a spontaneous prophetic time that we had in our worship. And it was an encouragement to people. But then over the next few weeks after that meeting, I went back and crafted the song and worked it through and got back into God's presence again. And the song moved from just seeing a king on his throne to actually seeing a father coming to a child, which of course I was describing my experience with him. And I could see God as my father coming and anointing me, putting a cloak, putting a mantle, putting that garment that we sing about there in the later half of the song, putting a garment on my shoulders, and it was a mantle of anointing, a mantle of worship. And even though the beginning of the song was describing my access, my entrance into Isaiah's heavenly encounter, Isaiah's experience, the second half of the song so describes my personal encounter with God as my Father, when He gave me, reached out with His hands, with this mantle, put it around my shoulders, and that's a personal experience. That's describing to you when God came to me with a mantle just woven with colour, with intricate gold and silver, and it just described the gifting that He's put on me, that intimacy, that worship, that even you pick up in the song, because all my encounters, all my experiences with Him, all I've ever wanted is, as much as I receive from Him, all I've ever wanted is to be able to give that, to pass that on to other people, so that they can experience exactly what I have, but in their unique way with God, so that I can minister to others through what God's given me. I mean, what do we have except for what God's given us anyway? But even as you're listening today, I want you to step into a fresh heavenly encounter, so that you might not just see the King on the throne, as wonderful and terrific as that is, as empowering as that is, and that's great, but also you might have that experience with Father coming to you as His child, His son or His daughter, clothing you with power, clothing you with a garment of anointing that fits you perfectly, that is made for you. And then you realise that this isn't just something that we put on our shoulders and take off and put on and take off at will, but it's a place where you can live. It's an anointed gifting. It's a dwelling place that God sets you into, and that becomes your home. That becomes the place where you meet with God, not just day after day after day. And heavenly places are real. We do meet Him in real heavenly places, but I also know that a real heavenly place for me is my heart. That's where God dwells. That's where I meet Him.